How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over the updates for the Gemma 3 flame focus build. We've updated this quite a bit since we were working on this the video last night. We did end up setting on Goddess of Deception is the best tree to run. This thing is quite unstoppable. It is the damage is quite a bit more. Like, it's just consistently doing like 15 to 20% more damage than the other version of the build. So this is going to be the version I recommend, and this will be the version that I end up saving off to the tree. This is confusing because has a different bro build than mine that I actually saved here. So here, let me do this so that it doesn't pull people's displays off here. So you can see here, again, the tree that we're actually running here is going to be Goddess of Deception, Lich, Steel Vanguard, and Warlock. We are leaning into the persistent skill damage, damage over time, skill effect, and then affliction. And then lots of reap duration, and reap cooldown recovery, as well as basically affliction effect. So something important to note for your slates, open wounds is by and far your best slate mod you can get. You want just something else that you can get with it, just because the 50% multiplier you're getting from open wounds is already the best, but you can easily find something else that is solid. Hair trigger is solid. Another good one to get is tenacity. Should be really cheap. That, along with your gloves, that +1 tenacity stack alone should already be 14%. You can also, obviously, once your gloves are upgraded, that's going to be even more. So it's like about a 20%er. That should be really solid. For the rest of your slates, if you want to ensure that you lose pressure on having to have supports for running added trauma damage or anything else, you can get a slate that has base trauma on it. And then if you want to run this version of the tree to ensure that you are have the damage for dirty tricks, you need to make sure you have this specific blue mod here of adds fire damage, lightning, and cold to spells to on a slate. So my recommendation is to buy a Goddess of Knowledge slate like this, and then just roll it. It doesn't matter like the other things on it because you're just rolling for blue. You can honestly just roll for spell plus fire or spell plus whatever, and kind of roll for this, and then whatever else it hits is fine. I ended up going for getting my paralyze on a slate as well as my persistent skill damage, because I was testing a lot of stuff here all day while I've been sitting at level 90. I was testing running a third 50% support here, or a third 50% aura rather. I tested that. But because of the way that Flame Focus works, which is basically once you have this Melting Strike here, other skills are what consumes the 100 focus points in order to get this to pop. So Corrosion Focus is another skill, so they kind of play off of each other and they will basically trigger each other. Corrosion Focus will trigger Flame Focus. And then we have Haunting Abomination and Shackles of Malice that are both triggering. You can run like a Ring of Blades as well. If you're just like zooming around, you can run that over Blurry Steps, or you can run it over Life Source. Or if you end up getting your curse on a ring, or both your curses on a ring, you can just kind of run them both that way, and you don't need to do anything else for triggering. For your helmet, I did end up just getting a helmet here. You do want Reaping cooldown recovery. I haven't ended up hitting it yet. I have actually missed. I ended up hitting this, which is good enough for now because I didn't have money to do this. But you do want Reaping cooldown recovery and Reaping duration on basically everything you can, along with your focus speed. So these are the three things you're going for. Whether you're getting strength or int, it doesn't really matter because the skill scales off of both. So don't worry about trying to balance them. For the pets themselves, if you have them, you want all affliction pets. If you just have the purple affliction pets, run those. They're under persistent here. They're these little chestnut guys here, not the element ones, but you want these ones that say damage affliction. So if you have the damage affliction pets here, and then you can just basically run a blue one if that's all you have. The affliction effect, or again, the reaping cooldown recovery if you have these. These guys are good. It looks like they're also new because I don't really have any of them, but these can be pretty good. And yeah, that's kind of where we're going with it from here. For the belt, just make sure that you blend on a tenacity blessing for now. They're very inexpensive. And then for your boots, just grab some feline steps. You don't need the corroded ones. I would just go for some that have really high movement speed. The rest of them is kind of whatever. Everything else is, again, focus speed, reaping duration, reaping cooldown, recovery speed on everything you can. For the Dragon Breath armor, you do have to get the fueling, again, as we spoke about before, and you need to ensure that you have immunity to ignite on your slate. So these max tenacity blessings plus immune to ignite are very, very inexpensive. I mean, they are for now. As soon as I post this video, these are all going to be gone. So the first 3 people, I guess, who find these, go get the slate. It resolves your need to get ignite. It gets your 1 max tenacity blessing that you need, and then you can just kind of roll whatever extra stuff on here. You're most likely better off just leaving these as blue or purple, whatever you hit. If you hit something that's useful for your build, just leave it, because realistically anything else you roll in this is probably just going to be garbage. So yeah, get your blur per stack of wilt as well, somewhere as well, and then same thing with just focus skill damage or focus skill levels or whatever as well. For the rest of the gear, the bare minimums to basically start this, you do need the necklace. I tested this without the necklace. It doesn't need to be this corrupted version. Just any version or a unidentified one is fine. The necklace is huge, and then you basically just need to make sure you have some weapons with focus speed on them to get you started. After that, my sequences aren't correct or aren't the best either. You do want your curse on your rings. And then the sequence that you're actually going to want is actually going to be like a reaping duration or something, most likely. So, or reaping cooldown recovery speed, something like that, or affliction effect. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. And yeah, let me go ahead and I'll post some footage here of just basically me mapping with it afterwards from stream. And then if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below, and I'll follow up with you there. See you in the next one. He's going. Did I get the record? Sell that.